Right, so hear me out here. First of all, this video is going to be about what I think right now could be one of the better ways to actually get onto this leaderboard. This is the Rumble leaderboard, which is kind of the free strikes mode at the moment, the Urban Assault Rumble round 1. It's like a 5-day event, which is basically like a solo ranked experience that's got a load of bugs at the moment, which isn't completely solo, but it's kind of fun. It's not a bad system. I've already made a video on most of this already. If you want to go see more about it in terms of what it's like and how you play it, then go back and I've got another video on my channel. This one is more about leaderboards. So right now we have this guy, 155bit is number 1. And it's quite interesting because, first of all, he is actually, he's obviously a good player. I'm not going to take that away from anyone. I think this season he's like in the top 200 Pred as well, current. So this guy obviously plays a lot, obviously a good player. So I just interrupted my own commentary here because I just realised that his kills and games played are the other way around to what I read the first time. This guy has like a 0.3 KD on Valk. Now I'm even more suspicious. What the hell is going on with this guy? But what got me thinking was like his stats. Look. Placement, fair enough, 805, that can kind of work. We'll go over the points scored in a second. Kills, 553, that isn't the amount of kills, that's the points you get. All these are points, not actual like numbers. And damage done is the main one here, where he's got 4,220, which is like insane compared to Lou. If you don't know who Lou is, he's genuinely a pro player. Lou streams on Twitch. A lot of people know who Lou is, I'm sure. But he has what looks like a more legit kind of thing. And if you look at this guy, he has no assists, so the whole time I assume he's also playing solo. All these people here, you can see they got pretty normal looking stats. Abralele was also on here yesterday, but this leaderboard's going to keep creeping up over time. But I just want to go over this a minute because I've reset mine and I can't play again yet. But I will. But what I wanted to do today was just try and get a bit of a feel of what this guy's doing. And I think I worked it out. So if you look at the maths here and you go onto the points of scoring, per damage you get 0.035 and per kill you get 7.5. Placement, if you get like top 10, you get anywhere from 75 to 120. So I'm not too bothered about that. So this guy is finished probably top 10 most games. He's got, what is it, I think it's 805. So he's finished like top 10 most games, but he's not like got first every game. And I also assume he was playing solo due to no assists. So he must have just been landing and smashing out damage. So if you look at the maths, right, so I went into Paint. Let's get into this maths here. This took me way longer than it should have, but I think this is right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if this is wrong, this whole video kind of goes out the window, but I think we're good here. So I've done the damage at 0.035 points for every 1 damage you do. 4,220 damage points was what our guy has, and I divided that, and then it came out, well, I put them together, divided them, so you work out how many damage points is like how much damage kind of thing. You see what I mean? And then you get 120,571, which equals us 12,057 damage a game average because there are 10 games, which seems a little bit sus to me. I seen kind of Abralele and Lou get like, 7 to 9k max, and this guy's crashing out 12s every game. Not sure about that, not sure. But it doesn't matter too much because this video is more about the point of, will this actually work as a way to do this? It could do. So, 73 kills over the 10 games, which isn't a lot. Other people, like the pros again, were getting kind of more like 3 or 4 times that. So they had like 190 kills, I think. Lou did anyway. So the kills seems kind of like accurate because if you're getting a lot of damage, you will occasionally get kills, but you won't like try and get kills really hard. You want to like try and stay safe. So, for me, it's a weird one. My reaction is in the bottom right. And so I thought I'd go into a game of Rumble and just use a Sentinel and see how much damage I can farm, just kind of going off and giving it a go, because I was kind of curious. So let's get into that now. So my basic game plan was to go to Solar Array, because Solar Array always spawns with loads of snipers and good, decent sniper attachments in that mid bit there. I landed there all alone, that was kind of what I wanted, and then my plan was to just loot up a bit, get a bit of ammo, get a bit of like heals and stuff, so I can just kind of sit out of fights and just do damage. I didn't want to get too involved, and I ended up kind of, obviously this is like a learning curve because you don't ever do this. This isn't ever how you play Apex. So I just wanted to get damage and not really kill people. I just wanted to like get damage and with no risk at all. So I ended up picking up a Sentinel, and I kind of found attachments for a alternator as well. So I ended up picking that up, and then we rolled with that and just see how we did. So next thing I did was move over to kind of mid-map around Hammond Labs area, as you can see on screen. And at this point I had like a 2x Sentinel pretty kitted out, and I started just taking shots at people. These people were just stood there looting, and by the way, I'm really bad with a Sentinel. I'm someone that doesn't ever really pick up snipers on Apex, and I have like almost 60,000 kills, and I don't know how many I have with the bloody, I just don't have many kills, sniper kills, alright? So, first of all, if I could aim a little bit better, I would have got more damage anyway. So there's a lot of missed shots in this gameplay, but I still kind of prove a decent point. So I do miss a few shots, I do hit some nice shots, but eventually I just kind of start farming damage here. It does get to a point where I do get a little bit too close to someone, and as you can see, I actually have to kind of kill this team off because I got too involved, and if you were actually trying to do this like a bit more, not as a test, you'd probably be a lot more careful than I was. I was playing Rev so I could get out of situations just like this, but I ended up just kind of dying a couple times because of stupid things I did. I got a bit too close to a team, and obviously if you get a free stack team that are playing this mode, they're not really going to care about jumping on you anyway. Most of them are playing free strikes and not Rumble, you got to remember as well, so there is that. So this is kind of where my first mistake was. I started shooting this Valk, and then I just kind of heard a noise, and I climbed this roof because I thought I could hear someone. Basically, this guy was just kind of creeping about. I should kill him here, but didn't. And then I just ulted, and I think his teammate just dropped on me, and I die. So that's a death that was easily avoidable if I was just a bit more aware and kind of on top of what was going on around me. That was just me being stupid. So there's an opportunity there for me to get a lot more damage. I will give you that. I'm literally only on just over 1,000 just now. And I end up kind of landing in quite a weird spot, and as you can see, I do kind of hit a few shots here, but there was probably a better positioning that could have been done. I hit like a few headshots, and I do get up around kind of like 1,500 damage now. And then I head over to the middle of estates, which I think was another mistake. I check down this evac tower, land on another one because I wanted to try and get over the wall there, and I just get beamed off by a team. So once again, it's just very poor and slow from me. To be honest, there's nothing more I can say about that. And most of the damage actually came in my last life, which, you know, most of the time that wouldn't really be a thing. I should have probably been more like third party and stuff, but in this game I was just seeing how it worked with a sentinel. Literally just wanted to test it, so that was what I was doing. So I ended up landing here after I died, and I started farming this team here that were kind of fighting with another team, and then eventually I actually just went back to a building that's kind of behind me at this point, and I just sat on the roof and just took shots at people. Luckily there was another team that were kind of just long range. I think the guy also had a sentinel, so good for me just to try and farm damage. Looking at this gameplay now, I would have probably got a lot more damage if I was using like a 30-30 or like a G7, but the sentinel was kind of just what I went with at the start of this game. But yeah, I should have used a G7 now. I was kind of thinking I wouldn't have much ammo, but this game mode has ammo everywhere because everyone drops it. So yeah, maybe next time if I do this again, I would just use a G7 and 30-30. But in this gameplay, I managed to farm quite a bit of damage, and I ended up getting this much. So it's over 3k. It's you know, it's like it's almost a third of 10k basically. So do I think I could have got anywhere near 12? Not really. I think if I had a G7 30-30, I could have been kind of more like maybe 4 or 5k. If I played it a bit better, maybe I could have got more like a 6-7k. But I don't have a clue where that ever like 5,000 damage would come from. It's not like you're going to walk around killing teams and teams, because if you kill a team and they like get angry at you for killing them, they're just going to land on you, and you cannot get away from that. It's impossible. You got like, they have no fear of landing on you. So in my head, I don't know how this guy has managed to get that much damage every game. And maybe he has got teammates that are playing Watson and Lifeline, and they just kind of land next to him and he just heals over and over, or he keeps killing them, or keeps damaging them and not killing them. That could be the case. I hope it's not that, but it could be. And if this guy is getting 12k a game, like, where is he? Why do we not know about him? But let me know what you think of this, because I think it's kind of a viable way if you play it right, and if you're like quite good at long range and you kind of wanted to do this. It's definitely a good test. If you like don't do very well in your first 10 games and you end up wanting to kind of test yourself, if you literally solo queue, I think if you did this with a team, by the way, it might be a bit harder for you because your team wouldn't know what you're trying to do. So I wanted to play solo, so I'm not ruining other people's games. But you could do this with a team that obviously they're solos, they're not going to be talking to you. So you could, but I probably wouldn't recommend it. That's why I wanted to try solo, and #1 on the leaderboard seems to have gotten solo on this. So it's a weird one, but let me know in the comments if you think this is viable whatsoever. And honestly, I don't know, but let me know what you think. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, and peace out for now.